All right, gang, we're back. We are back. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we should be back on track now, and good to go. And we're just going to pick up. Pretty quickly where we left off. And where did we leave off, Nick Ballz?
We were talking. I don't know what you were saying because your thing is all screwed up. But
okay.
I was talking about the dead cat bounce, which is a well-known phenomenon that can happen after a massive sell-off and then retracement or basically a reset to like 50% or more to previous levels. So we are not out. I don't want people to think like we're all good now, because we're certainly right now we are in an area of trouble. It's not the. I don't think we'll see a dead cat bounce here, because if we would have, we pretty much would have already seen it happen. Usually what a dead cat bounce like when it happens, when a stock or crypto or anything like that shoots all the way down, obviously massive selling, then it rebounds. People who didn't catch the sale on the way down, they see it, maybe it goes up to where they are at a break even or something like that. Then you see another massive sell-off. That's essentially what a dead cat bounce is, and usually the second sell-off is worse than the first, as far as levels go. I don't think we're going to see that here. I don't think we're going to see that play out here, but we are like hanging on a dead cat bounce right now, technically speaking. In a technical analysis world. We'll see. We'll see after. We'll know in the next 24 to 48 hours if that's the case. I don't believe it is, just based on how the price is moving right now, and basically it's not.
Sure.
So I think we would have seen that already, but
sure.
Just so everybody's aware, if you see another sell-off, it's not anything to worry about. It's just dead cat bounce, which occasionally occurs. With that being said, I'd like to bring. This is what people need to understand: is perspective. And gosh, if Papa Upshot doesn't nail it on the head every time he says "when in doubt, zoom out," we had an all-time high yesterday of like 74 cents, almost 75 cents. And we had a massive sell-off, which was clearly just by looking at the candles just on the 30-minute time chart. If you look at just like two of the candles, it was like one guy. And
right.
We all know who that guy is. Now, I may have said that I was going to steal that guy's wife. My apologies.
To who?
What? Who's the guy who? I don't even know. I forgot this dude's name. You posted his picture.
Oh, Barry.
Barry. Yeah, I kind of told Barry that I was going to come, steal his wife. But hey, sometimes, whatever. I don't have to be politically correct. I don't give a crap. But anywho, we saw Barry sell off with all of his buddies on those two. It was essentially two candles that they did all that selling. Yeah, Barry Siebert, Siebert. I don't know how you say it, but
yeah, Silbert.
Anywho, Barry, watch out. Your wife might be in my DMs. Anywho, we saw the sell-off, and now look at where we've returned to. Like, we're down, like, right now, actually, we're only down 8% for the day, but that's because the new time chart is taken over. But our price action moved essentially 23%. We had a 23% move during a night of such high volatility, or a day of such high volatility. Like, that is nothing. A 24% move is absolutely inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Like,
Right.
so inconsequential, it literally doesn't even, does not matter. Does 23% affect $1? Does 23% affect what we're gonna, $5 in 3 years? Like, no. It literally, yesterday meant nothing. And for people who are just new to Doge or have just bought in recently, or just bought in even within the last, in the last 12 months, less than a year, you cannot let one day shake your long-term outlook on a crypto. And it certainly hasn't shook mine. For the same reason I go long on pretty much everything. Unless you're a day trader, which I highly suggest that most people, unless you're playing with $25,000 of money per day, that that's your play. That's 25 grand a day of play money. You should not be day trading. So that's like pretty much nobody does that. You should just take long opportunities. And if you got in Doge and you want to keep your overall average cost down, don't participate in these market manipulation nonsense days. Just let them breeze by. It'll all come back to normal. I promise you. It already has.
Yeah, it hasn't taken long for things to stabilize and get back to normal, especially since how hard we got hammered. And that's not the thing is that's not really unique to Doge either. For people to hammer you like that, and for whales and shorts to do their thing. We see that in stocks particularly all the time. I just think that the crypto space it's just newer, so people aren't as used to seeing it. But it definitely does happen. So I think you were mentioning even Tesla is a pretty good example of that.
I was just about to bring that up. Yeah. For those who don't play the stock market, but which, by the way, I hold stocks, but I don't do anything with them. They're just like super long term. Just stuff that I'm going to retire on eventually, or maybe I already have. I don't know. Who knows? I have a guy who does my stock stuff for me. But yeah, Elon had this thing. I think it was called Battery Day, and it was like this huge event. They were essentially like doubling their battery power, battery life, and it was like Battery Day. Everybody, it's gonna be the future is now. This kind of stuff.
Right.
And what happened? Tesla at the time, like 2 days before Battery Day happened, the stock ran up like massively. And then on Battery Day, it fell like 60%. So
yeah,
this is not, this happens to everybody. It happens to every company. It happens to every crypto. If you want a crypto that's just going to really, really slowly gain, value over time, like Doge probably isn't the crypto for you. I say that only because there's just so much news that follows Doge around. It's going to inherently, because of that, become volatile because people are going to take advantage of that news. There's nothing wrong with that, and it's going to lead to bigger gains in the long term. But you can't play the short term ups and downs unless you're really, really prepared to know what the hell you're doing. Which I'm not prepared to do that, and I don't think most people are.
Yeah, I too remember Battery Day, and that's actually another good reminder why, I feel like it's kind of gotten to the point now with Doge, with these event days. Now it's kind of getting to the point between like Lucy and Charlie Brown, right? Every time I see these expectations for an event day regarding the like a sharp increase in market value for Doge, I'm like, stop it. Like, don't do this again. This is not This is not how Doge behaves. You can't just like impose a certain day on it and have all these big MV expectations on it. Every time that's been tried with Doge, it does the exact opposite. People get bummed for a few days. The market value goes down, and then there's just a little bit of a consolidation, a rebuilding time. And, this was a quintessential example of it that we saw last night. Conversely, when Doge went completely, by definition, parabolic about 3 weeks ago, that happened all organically. That wasn't even prompted through any big news or Elon, Doge-related Elon tweet. It just started reaching a critical mass of growth that just totally exploded. So
correct. And I think here's the thing. This is like total psychology 101, which is essentially herd mentality. Mm-hmm. And what we see around these planned days is the hope. And even I held out a bit of hope that we would see a convergence of like all of these news events and things that all on one day could lead to this is essentially how these big news event day go, these news days go. Mm-hmm. Either 9 times out of 10 the shorts win on these days, and it's because the odds of all of these crazy events and factors and like crazy news and stuff coming out, the probability of all of those things lining up on one specific day is so incredibly unlikely. But people hold out hope. It's like gambling for people. They want to keep on getting that high and that rush, and they feel like, okay, it's all gonna come together. Like everything's gonna happen. And I'm telling you that because it does happen. Those things, those event days do work out very, very, very rarely. Yeah. And when they do work out, it's incredible to see. But it's like capturing lightning in a bottle. It's just so incredibly rare that the chances of it, that you can almost like, that's how the short guys win on these days, because the chances of those things happening are so incredibly unlikely that it's 9 times out of 10 shorting Doge would be a horrible idea, just within the past 4 months. But you can almost guarantee on these days that if you short Doge on one of these days, you're going to win. Right. Now, the profits you might make are going to be substantially less. Sure. And you're also gambling with the fact that if these events do line up and everything happens, oh my God, the money those shorters would have lost would have been outstanding. And we all hope to see that someday. And I do too. I would love to see Barry Siebert, whatever the hell his name is. I would love to see that guy lose like $2 billion in one day. That would be great. But the chances of that happening on one of these coordinated days is just so incredibly low. It is what it is. We're back to where we're back to like I said, about 24% off of our previous all-time high, which was set a day ago. We have nothing to complain about and only good things to look forward to.
Guys, you are listening to, this is Steven Steele. You're listening to Doge After Dark on Steven Steele Live. My first guest for tonight has been one of my regulars, Nick Ballz. That's who you've been listening to. And if you're new here, I'd like to personally welcome you to the stream and encourage you to press the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you always know when we go live. Most of this channel is predominantly live stream, so that makes that notification bell even that much more important. And if you haven't hit that like button, please take a moment to do that. It's the number one thing you can do to help a new emerging channel like this get in front of more viewers. So it takes a split second of your time, doesn't cost you a dime. And then lastly, if you feel compelled to super chat at any time throughout this broadcast, that's always hugely appreciated for the time and efforts, and you can do so through YouTube there. Speaking of which, are you Erectile Reptile coming in with a generous $20 super chat? We love Erectile Reptile. And Erectile's message is, Steven, this may be a dumb question, but I was thinking back on it, and I don't think I've heard anyone answer it. Is that man next to the chart really you? Yes, that is me. I've been asked that many times since I started streaming, and if you're feeling ambitious enough, you can scroll back on my Twitter feed, because I have posted a couple little quick video clips of me just to put people at ease that it's really me. It's not just some random avatar that I chose. So if you want to confirm that, you can do it. But yes, that is really me. And then the fact of the day from Erectile Reptile is, you'll have a brand new skeleton in 10 years. What? You'll have a brand new skeleton in 10 years. Do you have any thoughts on that, Nick?
Yeah, I think what he means is your cells, every like 10 years, your cells, you get your whole body
regenerates.
Regenerates, yeah. So the same cells that you have right now,
I see,
in 10 years will be completely different.
I see. Okay, that makes more sense to me. I'm thinking about my bones. I'm like, how is this possible? But no, But thanks for the clarification, and thank you again, Erectile Reptile. Really appreciate it. Alex Price coming through with a super chat of $5. Thank you so much for that, Alex. Appreciate it. Alex says, Doge guerrilla warfare from here on out. Doge has proven to surge organically, and I agree, Alex, and I'm sure Nick would agree too. The times where Doge has proven to be most effective and gain the most ground in the market has been through seemingly organic pumping, organic growth, and just organic spontaneous breakouts.
I would like to, sorry, I want to stop you right there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to mention something. This is something that no one else has mentioned, and we have talked about in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if you're listening to me right now, if you've listened to other lives with Steven and myself, you would know that every time Doge runs up, it runs up on average 500%. That's just an average.
Yeah.
We have not, this previous run up that we have was not a run up. It wasn't a parabolic run. It was a tapered run. It was over, it was over the course of a few days, and it wasn't like, it didn't shoot up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the next parabolic run that we take is going to set Doge over $1. This might take a few months. Usually it takes about 30 to 40 days between parabolic to parabolic. But we are looking right now. This is why I keep telling people this. And I told people this all day yesterday, and I told people all this today. Right now, as it stands, Doge is worth over $1 right now. Mm-hmm. Simply because the next run that we take is going to set us over $1, or at least at $1. So we have that to look forward to. And again, like Steven was just mentioning, this will occur on a random Thursday or Wednesday or something. There will be no news around this. I'm sure the people who are going to incite this parabolic run, the guys who are buying into Doge long, are going to want to do it on a day where nobody's really watching or paying attention, so they don't get shorted. But this will happen, and it will happen sooner than you think. So just keep in mind that the next parabolic run that Doge goes on will bring us to over $1, or at least to $1. I'm sure we'll see retracement from there, because that's how parabolic runs work. But yeah, we're not that far away from it. And that's why I think the heavy market manipulation that is going on right now, that's clearly taking place in front of our eyes, is really meant to shake out people and really separate their Doge from them and put it into the pockets of people who are going to profit from Doge going into the future.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you raise, and that's an important one to emphasize to a lot of investors, particularly new investors. Part of what's going on right now, Nick's absolutely right, is it's like a shakedown, right? So there are people that are much more well-moneyed than all of us put together here, including Nick's earnings, that already know the potential of Dogecoin. They already know where it's going as far as its long-term, the probability of its long-term future trajectory, and consequentially its market value. So with that in mind, they are purposely trying to drive the price down so they can benefit and profit from it the most, at the same time scare more unexperienced or paper hand investors out of there for their own massive gains. Wouldn't you say, Nick?
100%. I keep telling people this, and people, they don't want to listen, and they want to listen to fear and uncertainty and doubt, and it's just like, dude, like, okay, I mean, you can, but you're essentially making guys like me, and by the way, I'm far from a market maker or a manipulator, but I am going to be the one who will be massively profiting from Doge going into the future. And if you let yourself get separated from your hard earnings by guys who are looking to make a buck, well, you're going to be kicking yourself down the road. I am telling you, like, don't let these people separate you from your money. It's sad to see. I hate when I see crypto newbies come in and essentially give up their gains for what basically amounts to a nothing burger in the end.
Yeah, well stated. Tuco coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Tuco. Really appreciate it. Says, how big will the dips be when we hit the dollar mark? I'll go, and then I'll have Nick have a shot at it. I personally think the first two times we get close to $1, I think there's going to be big retracements to the tune of 15 to 20 cents before it reapproaches, retests, and then I think it'll likely, anyway, this is just hypothesis, I think it'll do that about 2 times, and then the third time I think enough resistance will be down to comfortably blow past the dollar point and just really go even far and beyond that. What do you think, Nick?
Logic would say that I would agree with you. And from what I understand, Papa Upshot has the same sentiment as well. However, this is my feeling. And I almost I 75% agree with you. The other 25% of me makes me think that whoever is going to be trying to blast through, whatever big money, let's just all be honest here. Big money is moving every market. Doesn't matter what you're talking about, Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever. Big money moves all of these markets. And these guys who have this big money, and by the way, we're talking about multiple billions of dollars. We're not talking about guys like me with a 10 million or whatever. We're talking about multiple billions of dollars. Whoever is going to want to be profiting off of Doge being worth more than $1 is not going to want it. They're not gonna make money if it gets to $1 and then gets shorted down to 80 cents or 75 cents or whatever. They're not gonna make as much because they're going to essentially lose out their money to the shorts. When in reality, if they really want to make money, they are going to blast Doge well through $1 and hope that enough people sell through $1 that it makes it worth them to start trading it well above $1. So 75% of me agrees with you. I think we probably will touch $1 a couple times, and then move above it. But again, that could be, 2 or 3 parabolic runs removed. When I think that it might just be one parabolic run that just blasts well through $1.
Yeah, I think so. I think don't get me wrong. I think it's going to blast through, and I think when that time comes, it's going to blast through. It's going to blast through pretty prominently and really kind of shake up the whole scene. And really, I think at that moment, it's going to really transform a lot of people's perception of Doge and what's possible surrounding
100%.
it.
100%. I think it'll definitely, once we get through the $1, it's going to, that will reverberate through the crypto world.
Big time. And don't you think, in part because of that, Nick, that the journey to $2 will take less than the journey to $1 has?
Oh, for sure. Certain way, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It'll come fast, real fast.
That's what she said. Bank Stun coming in with a $6.66 super chat. Thank you, everybody. Bang Stun tonight. Thank you, Bank Stun. Really appreciate it. Says Doge is a Shiba Inu. Shibas are known for their loyalty. Be good to Doge, and Doge will be good to you. Been collecting since January of 2020, averaging at a little over 3 cents. That is awesome, Bank Stun, and thank you for joining us again. And thanks for your super chat and the cool message that went along with it. Really appreciate that. So, guys, just a little bit of breakout here. Ethereum is trading over $4,000 right now. So another ATH happening right now for Ethereum. Just pretty incredible. Just over the last hour, it's up about 3% for this day. It's up about 4%. So it was flirting with $4,000 over the last 24 hours, and now we have broke on through. So I really don't see this Ethereum trajectory slowing down anytime soon. I think this is just. I don't think this is just a bull run that's just gonna trade sideways for a couple months, starting tomorrow or the next day. I think we'll probably see it trade sideways for a few days at a time before it keeps ramping up. I think this Ethereum thing is. I think 4,000 is. I don't want to say just the beginning, but there's just so much more room there to go within the year for ETH. What do you think, Nick?
I would agree. I think that the Ethereum network has been so well built over the years that, earlier this year when Doge was trading at like 8 cents and Ethereum was trading at like 1,500. God, I wish I would have got in back then. I just didn't. Ethereum is one crypto I don't hold that people are always flabbergasted when I tell them that. I should.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to buy it right now, but
you never had much reason to, though, due to your success with Doge. So I mean, you've never had much. You haven't had nearly as much motivation to diversify, considering how your Doge has been treating you. But most people are not in the position to have started investing in Doge, 7-8 years ago. So, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But I think, look, even at trading at 4,000 right now, Ethereum I'm talking about, guys, I still think there's tons of money to be made there. When you look at the 1 month trajectory of Ethereum, it's up almost 100% from a month ago, guys. Almost 100% from a month ago. So back in the beginning of April, it was trading just a little bit over $2,000. It was at about $2,100. So it's almost doubled in just a month. And I think there's plenty of room for it to keep doubling, honestly, especially since we're seeing Bitcoin begin to stumble. I think Bitcoin is going to continue to be a valuable asset, and I always will have respect for Bitcoin for, being the OG of all of this, and some great technology to build other templates out from. But the fact is, Bitcoin is stagnating. Well, Dogecoin is making big moves, and Ethereum is hitting ATA all-time highs on the regular now. If I had to guess, I would say that both Dogecoin and Ethereum are going to continue to be on the move to extraordinary degrees, while Bitcoin will still be doing well, but not nearly as well as it was originally projected. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that, I think people put a lot of faith, like, talk about overvaluing. People put way too much value in Bitcoin. Way too much value in Bitcoin. Like, significant over evaluation of the potential of what Bitcoin is. Will it reach its full potential one day? Sure. Maybe in many years, it will be $1 million a coin. But it's also, and that's one of the reasons, like, I never believe, like, the whole Bitcoin thing never really stuck with me, because I thought the timetable of Bitcoin getting to that crazy number was just so nuts that, like, and this was my mindset back in 2014 or 2013, like, just working out the math in my head, like, man, by the time this thing, like, gets to where it needs to be, there's going to be so many other cryptocurrencies that are going to have so much better tech and, like, usability than this thing. I saw it getting out like matched, essentially. And people claim that Bitcoin is like digital gold simply only based on the fact that it's rare, and, like, just scarcity alone is not enough to drive price when, like, there's better options out there, and certainly options out there that will, in the long run, make you more money. I had a little debate back and forth. There was a girl that was in she was in the bar in 2014 when I found out about Dogecoin, and I told this story before. I went off on a bunch of people on Blackout Wednesday and I told all these people, like, about Dogecoin. She ended up getting married to a Bitcoin maxi. And we were going back and forth today on Facebook about how well Doge is doing, and she's like, well, I still think Bitcoin's gonna do better, and I'm like, well, it's not right now. Yeah. Like, and she's like, well, Bitcoin is, it's digital gold, and it is better than Doge, and I'm like, not for me. Literally dollar for dollar, I bought Bitcoin at the same time I bought Doge, and Doge made me more money and still has the potential to make me even more money. So, like, dollar for dollar, it wasn't as good. Like, Bitcoin was not as good, like, just based off of percentage gain over time. So I don't think Bitcoin's going to end up being everything people say it's cracked up to be. It was the original crypto, yeah, but that's not, like, in tech world, that's not always the greatest thing. Yeah,
obviously.
Like, in technology, you want stuff that grows and adapts and moves quickly.
Right. It's interesting to see how this is all playing out. By the way, I want to go back. I didn't miss your super chat. Jordan Bereason, thank you so much, Jordan Bereason, for your $5 super chat, and your support of the show. And there might have been an error, but it looks like you might have given two $5 super chats without a message, but one of the messages was retracted. Either way, whether you gave two $5 super chats or one, it's bigly appreciated. Thank you, Jordan, for that. Yeah, it's one of these things where, you raise a good point. That's something I've been thinking about too, where just because it's the OG, when you're talking about, obviously, things in technology, the OGs can be charming, but they're not necessarily the best for the time. So I think the idea that there's a big scarcity to Bitcoin obviously gives it a lot of its value. But I think we're starting to see the limitations of that, right? I think it was always assumed that was going to be enough. That was going to be enough to eventually get Bitcoin to $1 million per coin. And even me, up until a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I would say that Bitcoin was eventually, given enough time, would get to $1 million per coin. Now I'm starting to kind of challenge and question all that trajectory. Now that we're seeing happen, Nick, every day we are seeing Bitcoin, which is still doing great. Don't get me wrong, but Ethereum, I think, poses a serious threat to the number one role. Dogecoin, not so much for a while. Dogecoin, I think, eventually is going to secure its number 3 spot and perhaps its number 2 spot. I think that's very likely too. But I do see Ethereum over a period of time here really pose a threat to that number 1 spot. I don't see these trajectories slowing down. Ethereum has made a lot more applicable everyday connections with various titans of industry, long-term, deep relationships with its blockchain, with all the major credit card companies and major industries and businesses that have not only committed to Ethereum, but have committed to using Ethereum blockchain technology for a long period of time. What major companies are having that kind of relationship with Bitcoin?
Exactly. And I think to add to that, really, I think the number one holdback or, number one problem with Ethereum is just the cost of use.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like becoming a part of the Ethereum network is concerned. It's just expensive. You know what I mean? It's expensive to use Ethereum. However, because Ethereum is constantly growing and adapting, it could change that if it wanted to. With Bitcoin, you can't change anything because the guy who made it bounced. So you're kind of stuck with what you got. It's like people nowadays like having like a retro gaming system. Like, I own the Atari.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's cool, but like, and there was a point in time when like having a retro old Atari, like, it was expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like an old retro system was like worth a lot of money. There was a peak for that though, and that peak is gone down. Like,
right.
And I think that's going to be the same for Bitcoin. Like, not that there's anything wrong with Atari. I'm just saying, like, the idea of having a collector's item, there's going to be a peak of that coolness, and then it's going to get surpassed by, like, I don't know, PlayStations and Xboxes. And like, that's essentially what's going to happen to Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not saying that Bitcoin's not going to continue to be a tremendous asset for holders, because I do think it will be, but I just don't think it's going to be to the degree that we've all been led to think it was, and certainly not to the degree that Bitcoin maxis seem to think it is. Talking to Bitcoin maximalists at this point is like talking to a form of Luddites. They're really like Luddites that just have their fingers in their ears at this point. The idea that it's almost disturbing that these Bitcoin maximalists, they don't even realize a very basic truth that Bitcoin is pretty much DOA in a retail space. By the way, I see that Stain Alpha's in the waiting room, so I'm going to bring him in. And while I'm doing that, Nick, why don't you scroll up? There's I
got the super
chat for you. Okay.
Moon Boy says, Nick, I'm trying to build lean muscle. I'm 160 pounds. Any recommendations? I guess I would have to know like how old you are. If you're a young guy, if you're an older guy, I guess it depends. 160 is actually where I started. That's how much I weighed when I started bodybuilding. and I worked my way up to 230 pounds over the course of like 6 or 7 years. So it can be done. I would recommend. Gosh, there's so many great fitness and health channels out there. But if you're 160 pounds, essentially you just need to eat, get on a good diet, like a lean bulk. You definitely, I mean, for me right now, I'm getting ready for a vacation, and I'm essentially cutting. For me to cut, I need to eat 6 meals a day. For me to bulk, I need to eat like 8 meals a day. And each meal usually is a cup of carbs, like white rice, or sometimes I'll do potatoes, but very rarely. And then 8 ounces of protein per meal with a vegetable. My vegetables are usually broccoli or green beans, but you can switch it up. And if you're just trying to put on size, especially if you're younger, you got to incorporate cheat meals in there too, burgers and fries and all that good stuff. When you're younger, your body really needs those kind of heavy, calorically dense foods every once in a while, at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, so that just so you guys know, Nick's got a background in fitness competition and bodybuilding and things like that. So at this time, I want to bring in our second guest for the night, Stain Alpha. Stain Alpha just walked in the room. What's going on, Alpha?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Appreciate being on the live stream, see man. And again, everyone on the live stream, man, what's going on with those baby Nick Ballz? What's up, man?
What's up, Alpha? It sounds like you're in your Lamborghini right now.
Yeah, it sounds like you're coming to us live from your Lambo.
Yeah, bro, I'm coming live from South Florida, bro. The Lamborghini, what's it called? The Murcielago.
Oh, snap.
Okay, that's how it is now. All right.
Yeah, man, on to bigger and better things.
I thought about the last time I was down in Fort Lauderdale. I actually thought about renting an Aventador Lamborghini for a couple days, just to tool around in. I might do that when I come down there this time. I'll see if there's one on what's that Turo app.
Oh yeah, Turo.
Oh, yeah. Turo, yeah. Yeah, so a couple of people were asking in the room. You must have not heard us earlier on the show, but they're like, what happened to Dogecoin that it fell down to 40 cents? What happened is normal market behavior, according to especially in light of what happened to Doge with the shorts and the whales. It's really not that big of a deal, guys, especially a long-term trajectory. I mean, look, today Elon just announced, and we haven't even really gotten into that yet. That Elon just today announced that there is a SpaceX moon exploration coming soon, and the name of that lunar module is Doge 1. Okay, Doge 1, and furthermore, it was announced that this whole exploration has been funded by Dogecoin. Has been funded by Dogecoin. So this is just wild. So do you really think that a man like Elon Musk is? You really think that he's going to back a loser? Do you really think that Elon Musk is sweating bullets right now, seeing Dogecoin trade sideways right now at around 54 cents, 53 cents? No, he's not. He's not, because the long-term trajectories and the probabilities for Dogecoin right now are very positive and very good. Do you have any thoughts on that, Alpha? What about you, Nick?
Not sure what happened here.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think it's I read the Doge 1 press release today, which I thought was pretty cool. I think it's going to be even cooler because they're going, in mission control, when they count down the launch of things, they're going to have to say in mission control, like, Doge 1 takeoff, Doge 1 ready for launch. That's going to be so cool just to
Yeah.
hear that.
Yeah.
So, I think that's hilarious. I love it. I think it's amazing.
I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong button. But no, I think that's very, very cool. I dabbed a little bit in it, but I got to get more information on it. But I just believe that it's so cool that it's getting paid by Dogecoin, the whole entire payload. And it's definitely great publicity. So nothing, just keep on pushing forward. And I just can't wait for a launch date.
Yeah, definitely. It's really exciting stuff. It's just really unprecedented. And it's really hard to make any kind of really certain, especially short-term predictions about this coin right now, given all the things and all the dynamics surrounding it. And so we're just trying to navigate this as best as we can. All I can tell you is, common sense would really dictate that, the most powerful man in the world with one of the highest IQs around, putting his full backing behind something like this and making concrete plans, not just tweets, but concrete plans, big plans in relation to it. It's as close as you're going to get to seeing the future on a cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I think it's incredibly. It has an incredibly bullish long-term outlook for Doge, especially because this mission isn't going to take place until the first quarter of next year. By the time that mission takes place, we could be looking at trading over $1, and it's just an incredibly positive long-term outlook where other cryptocurrencies might fall off. Meaning, right now, I think we're all very aware that we're in a bull market. That could end any minute now. We don't know. Bull markets don't last that long. But with Doge could be the one crypto that bucks the trend of resisting a bear market. And it's totally possible, and that all could be thanks to Elon. So we could be very thankful in the future going forward where we could see heavy retracement of all other cryptocurrencies, and we might see Doge still being traded, in a year from now.
Yeah, I agree, and those are good points. Good points to make, Nick. There's just so much to look forward to with this coin and what's going on with it, and there's just it's just like an epic movie just unfolding, a new chapter every single day. And for example, right now we're trading sideways at about 52 cents here. I know some people are discouraged because we were up at 72 cents just about 24 hours ago, but that's where we were peaked at, mind you. But another thing to keep in mind is that when you zoom out and you look at the overall algorithm trajectory of Dogecoin, this is very much within the lines of what we've seen within its pattern of how it behaves before it ramps up to go parabolic again. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Parabolic
100%.
Style.
I like that, man. You need a t-shirt that says parabolic style.
I'm going to make him a t-shirt that says cup and handle.
Oh, yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're not. I keep telling people this, and I know we were talking about it earlier before the last show got cut off, but Doge will move on average 500% on each parabolic run. This is not I'm not making, this is just facts. This is every parabolic run that we made. The average has been 500%. And the last parabolic run we made, the average was almost 1,000% to the upside. So with that being said, the next parabolic run that we go on is going to bring us over $1 or to $1. So yeah, we're looking at $1 Doge the next time we move on the next time we make a parabolic movement. Everyone should be eagerly anticipating this, and if we continue to see higher highs and lower lows, you will know that we are getting closer and closer to that day coming. And I'm telling you, it's going to happen on like a random Tuesday afternoon. Nobody's going to see it coming.
Yeah, I agree. I think that is likely how it's going to go down. Tim H. coming in with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you for that, Tim. Really appreciate it. I didn't forget about you, buddy. Is anyone directing the technical future of Doge other than the developers who I think are volunteering their time? Any risk of a bad actor there? Well, from what I understand, it's not all volunteer anymore on the dev team. So it's definitely, I don't think it's all volunteer. And in fact, these are going to be good questions for a very special guest that I'm going to have. I think it's going to be this Thursday night, just so you guys know. But this Thursday night, I'm going to have legendary Dogecoin developer Ross Nicole coming to us live from the UK. So that'll be later in the evening on an extra late Doge After Dark on this Thursday. So we'll be able to ask him all the questions you want about that stuff. And he's just been at the forefront of all of this, and he's been absolutely integral in pushing Dogecoin forward and doing just a wonderful job. He's just a very brilliant guy. So are there any other technical future developments other than the developers? I mean, I don't know what more you think needs to happen.
Let me answer this question, Steve Steele. Guys, you can find and you can reach out to Dogecoin developers on Reddit. Go to Reddit and look for Dogecoin Devs forum. You could actually reach out to Patrick. Patrick will be more than happy to answer your questions. You can either send them a message, or you could even, reply back to a thread that they have going on. But Patrick is part of the Dogecoin Devs, guys. Those guys stay working hard. They even have a tip donation wallet if you want to donate to the Dogecoin Devs, all right, which I do suggest you do so. Charles Hoskinson said that these people volunteer. Let me tell you something, man. These people actually work very, very hard. So they are a small team. However, guys, they constantly working on the protocols, working on the core, and always making better developments. Besides that, there is also individual independent developers, right, that want to connect with Dogecoin for any type of individual project, and then they'll reach out to the Dogecoin Devs for any type of help if they have an independent project that they want to work on. But if you want to seek more information on the Dogecoin Devs, go to Reddit, hit Dogecoin Devs, and you can even seek out Patrick if you have any specific concerns.
Yeah, thank you for that. I wasn't aware that Patrick was that accessible, so that's good to know. These Dogecoin Devs work round the clock. They've been making such incredible progress, and then there's the whole it's the name of the Flare network is going to be sorted out pretty soon now, and that's going to be a tremendous asset to Dogecoin once that gets ironed out. But there have been several very key updates to Dogecoin and very recently that have really tightened things up even more than before. So for Charles Hoskinson, make the comments he wants to make that somehow our developers aren't as up to par as some other coins, specifically ADA. The utility speaks for itself, guys. The utility speaks for itself, and the results speak for themselves at the end of the day. So
I think.
Go ahead.
Flare integration is going to be massive for Doge. Obviously, that will put us in competition with coins like BNB, where you can build out solutions on the network. And obviously, we still have Coinbase to go to overcome. We still have to be listed on Coinbase, which is that's why I keep telling people the value is over $1 right now. Dude, don't be selling your coins until it gets well over $1. just because you're giving away money.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short, guys. Don't sell yourself short by any means, because in my opinion, the dollar's only the beginning here for its potential. I mean, don't be wrong. That's a big landmark, but that's not. I don't think that's the end game. And I think you guys would agree that's not necessarily the end game with Doge, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. I think that when it reaches the dollar, it is time to reassess. We could be seeing a retracement. I give it around $1.20. We should be seeing a retracement, and I know that people pretty much are going to get ready to sell the dollar, and the smart ones are probably have sell orders already set up at 99 cents or 98 cents, just in case before the rush gets in there. But I'm going more for pushing over the dollar, being the moon go, and then from there, guys, we could reassess. And like Hank Dank from my community says, $5 by 2025.
Yeah, I was on with Hank when he said that, and I think that's pretty realistic, and I think that's a good timeline for it. 5 by 25. I like that. What do you think, Nick?
5 by 25. I think that is realistic. I think that is very possible. If you know what, knowing Doge, it'll happen before then. So I think that's a realistic goal, but knowing how Doge moves, you never know. It could happen in like 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I certainly think, I certainly hope that's the case. Just to finish answering your super chat, Tim, any risk of bad actor there? I think those devs are very well vetted, and that's something we could ask more when I have our special guest here on Thursday night.
By the way, Theo, great job on getting a Dogecoin dev, because let me tell you, they're not easy to get. So I'm pretty surprised that you were able to pull that off.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it alone, honestly. It was through the assistance of Billy Marcus. That's how I was able to do that. So
that's cool.
Yeah, Billy listens to my show sometimes, apparently, and so I reached out, and then Billy reached out on my behalf. So Billy, if you happen to be listening, huge thank you for that. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to that, and I'm definitely gonna have my questions ready to go to take advantage of that opportunity. That should be awesome. Let me see here. So, guys, between Ethereum and between Doge, I think the rest of the year, is going to be I think it's going to continue to be the year of the Doge, and I think it's going to continue to be the year of the ETH. And I don't think that Bitcoin's going to eat it or anything like that. But I think Bitcoin's going to be running in place more than both Doge and Ethereum. I don't see that changing anytime soon. And I wouldn't say that Bitcoin's in trouble. I don't think it's in trouble, but I don't think it's a foregone conclusion anymore that Bitcoin will always be number one. What do you think, Alpha?
It's just a matter of time, bro. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
For another token to come, and take place. We're seeing a lot of transition, a lot of changes right now. More people jumping into the cryptocurrency market. So, I mean, will Bitcoin always be king? I don't think so.
Right. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, we've pretty much agreed on this for a while now. I think that Bitcoin is kind of going the way of the dinosaur, and it's just a matter of time. Bitcoin will always be around in some form or fashion, but it's really stuck in its own weight, and unfortunately, that's not helping its price at all. I just got a question from somebody. With the petition for Amazon to take Doge, speculation would finding out Jeff Bezos is a secret whale be a good thing or not? I guess it would depend on how much he owned. I don't obviously I don't think Jeff Bezos owns the whale wallet that we're all thinking of. I'm pretty sure that's well established as Robinhood. But yeah, if Jeff Bezos came to the news media or national news media and said, "I own a ton of Doge," it could be a good thing. I don't think that would be a bad thing necessarily.
Jonathan Marino coming in at $2 super chat. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate that. Says Cybertruck season coming soon, Stephen Steele. This is correct. I said that if now it's going to take a while for me to be a Dogecoin millionaire, given my buy-in points. But you know, if we get to $5, we even get to $3, I will be buying a Cybertruck. Yes, that is my favorite Tesla vehicle by far.
Well, by the time that we get to $3, you'll probably actually be able to buy that.
Right. Yeah, some people are saying your voice is cutting, Nick. I think it might be.
I don't know. I'm actually going to get rolling because I'm super duper tired.
Yep, no problem, Nick.
I appreciate you guys having me on. I will be on later this week for sure. Steven, thank you so much. And Alpha, it was good hearing from you, man. If you have an opening later next week, all right.
Yeah, man, for sure. No doubt.
Awesome. Later, guys. Have a good night.
All right, thank you, Nick.
Yeah, you too.
Dogecoin millionaire Nick Ballz joining us for the first about an hour or so there. So always thank you to him. And we still got with us right now. We've got Stay in Alpha, who just had came off a stream of his own earlier on his show, so it was cool of him to join us a little bit later here. Mr. Frodo coming in at a $4.99 super chat. Mr. Frodo, thank you again for that. Says, remember this stat: there are over 9K crypto coins. Doge is number 4. And only 1% of the world has invested in crypto. We will see the moon. Yeah, that's a great message, and that's something that I try to echo on here a lot, to look at the big picture when you consider how many cryptos are just out there, how many coins are just out there, and, you know, for anybody to be coming close to still referring to Dogecoin as an SH currency is just being woefully disingenuous at this point. It's just a ridiculous allegation. James Murdoch coming in at $4.99. Thank you for that super chat, James. Appreciate it. He says, where do you see Ethereum Classic ending up this year? I'm not quite sure how to feel about Ethereum Classic because I'm still not convinced. Now, I have a little money in Ethereum Classic, don't get me wrong, but I'm still not convinced that ETC is going to be an exceptional long-termer thing. Do you have any thoughts on that, Alpha?
I don't. I was just going through this with Nick Ballz on one of his streams that with Ethereum that the numbers really do not lie, but you know we haven't invested in it, and especially Ethereum Classic, I haven't looked at it. I know that it has done great these last couple of weeks, but I don't follow it. Yeah, same. I am a newcomer to Ethereum Classic. I bought a bit of it about a month ago because I just felt from what everything I was looking at that it was about to break out, and then it broke out 2 weeks after that. So, but other than that, I'm not convinced that it's going to be this big staple in the long term yet. I'm not. But where do I see it end of year? I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd probably put it at about maybe 275 by the end of the year. I think Ethereum, on the other hand, even though it's trading at $4,000 right now, I still think that there's so much more room to go with Ethereum. I see it. I see it even getting up to 12 to 15K and then some. Now by the end of the year, I'm not sure, but I see it easily reaching those proportions over time. So let's see here. Another. Go ahead. Back on your.
Yeah, go ahead.
to touch back on the last comment about Dogecoin being the number 4 token, and out of 9,000 cryptocurrency tokens, just keep in mind that what I want to say is that when you tell people, hey, I'm investing on cryptocurrency, they're gonna tell you, oh, what is that? Like Bitcoin? They're gonna tell you, oh, what is that? Like Bitcoin, like Ethereum? And now they're gonna tell you, oh, like Dogecoin? Because Dogecoin has the second biggest community really now. So now people are gonna really think about cryptocurrency as being Dogecoin. And besides that, Dogecoin being the number 4 token, Dogecoin has a Lindy effect. It has been one of the oldest tokens around, guys. The oldest tokens around is Bitcoin, Litecoin, XRP, and Dogecoin. All right, so Dogecoin has been around since the year 2013. Those are the 4 oldest tokens around. So we don't expect Dogecoin to be going anywhere, guys. It has already set itself. It's been on the map. It hasn't gone ghost. And of course, now I just see Dogecoin just, blowing up even more. But I just wanted to touch up on that Dogecoin has been around for the longest time. And the only ones around it that around Dogecoin time is XRP, Litecoin, and Bitcoin. Not even Ethereum's on there.
Yeah, good point. And thanks for adding that. Isaac Castillo coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you again, Isaac. Really appreciate it. Says, with Rivian EV going public in the Q3 and Bezos seen driving their car on the 3rd, and Elon Tesla wanting Doge payments, is this the season of the Doge? Yeah, I mean, there's all indications to suggest that, yeah, it is the season of the Doge. I think it's all kind of accumulating here. Now, as we've seen in the past, that a lot of times what's happening on the ground level, what's happening on the activist-based level of Doge, and even on social media, it doesn't always reflect in Doge's market value till later. There seems to be always kind of a delayed reaction, and that's something that Upshot and I talk a lot about. So I think this right now we're in the middle of what I would consider a prime example of that. We're trading sideways at about 54 cents, but if I had to gauge the excitement and the notoriety of Dogecoin on the ground and in the culture, I would say that the market value's worth a lot higher on the ground, but I do think it's going to take at least a few weeks before that bears fruit into the market. Plus, you got to keep in mind right now Dogecoin is attracting a lot of brand new investors, people who've never even been on a trading app before, especially after the heels of Saturday Night Live. So what's going on with that is these are people that are just signing up on Robinhood or wherever their first trading app is, and they don't get approved right away. So there's an approval process. So we are going to see a delay, but I think once all those newbies start getting approved on their apps, that we're going to see some positive results from that too. So
how long?
Go ahead.
How long do you think still until Dogecoin recovers to where it was at?
Sure, I would guess not too long. And how I would define that, I'd say within 30 days. It could be sooner than that, but I'd say 30 days on the longer end. But I'd put it at about 2 to 3 weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if Dogecoin trades sideways within the 50s, the lower to mid 50s for the next couple of weeks, honestly, or even the next 10 days, something like that. I think that would be very characteristic of its behavior in the past and not a bad sign by any means. The fact that we're stabilized where we are at about 54 cents trading sideways, given all the dynamics that have hit it, basically in the last 24 hours, I think it's sorting pretty well. Of course, that's not accounting for a wild card factor with Doge. There's always a wild card factor there, given announcements. We've got Coinbase out there. We've got Robinhood wallet announcements still yet to drop, specifically when. There's always the possibility of the announcement of Dogecoin and Tesla integration or whatever else. So that's despite whatever projections I put on it, you always gotta account for that being a potential factor. Now Matt Wallace is tweeting out right now. I'm catching up on it, guys. So Matt Wallace is playing Codebreaker again, and he seems to think that there's some secret code hidden in the Saturday Night Live skit from the Mars thing. I'm just not sure. I can't confirm. I know last night he was also talking about maybe it was him or maybe it wasn't, but there was I think it was people in the chat were talking about how Jeff Bezos landed on the in the Newark airport, the one closest to the Saturday Night Live set, and I didn't believe that. I mean, some of the stuff's true, since some of it's definitely true, but you can't just run with everything you see on Twitter, guys, because that ended up not being true. And I reported it as such when on here last night. I said I have no way of knowing if that's true, if Jeff Bezos actually landed on an airport neighboring SNL and is planning on being on SNL or whatever. It would be irresponsible for me to just run with everything I heard. I'm more than happy to look at all the evidence as it comes in, guys. But that's how I do my reporting.
Yeah, that was just to me. That was just too much out there with the whole Jeff Bezos and stuff like that. It was just too much conspiracy.
It was one level too much. Where I was like, when I started hearing that, I'm like, oh, okay.
And again, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, man, those people are competitors. I just don't see them on the same boat, at least not right now.
Totally, and in the idea that Bezos was all of a sudden going to share the Saturday Night Live venue with Elon on the same night, it just seems so ridiculous to me. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way those guys. There's no way that on Elon's big moment that he's going to split that with Bezos, man. No way. So that was pretty funny. But
that and I just think that SNL would have just promoted both of them instead of just one. Of course, because they would have gotten higher ratings by promoting both of them. Oh, for sure.
But Matt does a lot of great work. He did call that satellite news. He's all over it. He's on top of it. And I don't know if that Bezos news came from him or somewhere else, but I just remember people coming to me in the chat last night about it and want to know what I thought about it. So let's see here. Yeah, so guys, the main thing is, we are sitting in a really, really solid place. I know a lot of people overreacted last night, and it's understandable, especially if you're a new investor. But the fact is, these journeys don't just happen overnight. You're going to trade sideways for a while. You're going to have some dips, and even 20-cent dips. The thing is, guys, when you look at... Now, look, I have the one-day Dogecoin chart up, but even if I go out 3 months, right? Heck, even if I go out 1 month, you can see it. When you go back to beginning of April, right around the 10th, we were trading at about 6-7 cents, yeah? So, and then we went parabolic the first time, and that brought us up to about 42 cents. And we retraced, you guys, look at this valley, this two-peak mountain right here, where it came down, went up again, and then came all the way down to 20 cents. And that wasn't the last time we did it. Then we did it again just now. We traded sideways, but at a slowly increasing trajectory upwards. And then we went up again from, let me see here, about 38 cents to almost 70 cents. And then there's a peak valley again twice that happens there before resolving itself. So this is right on its greater pattern when you're looking at it. So I think if I had to guess, I would say we're going to trade sideways with a slight increase, over the course of the next 10 days or so, even 2 weeks. That could last anywhere from 2 weeks to even 2 months maybe before we see it go parabolic style to the tune of 400 or 500% again. So if history is any indication of what we can expect going forward with Dogecoin, I would say that that's I would say that that's a fair probability.
Yeah. Just remember, guys. I gotta go here.
Yep. No problem.
But just remember, guys. We just woke up to this. For the people that woke up early in the morning, we just woke up to this at 42 cents. Okay, when I covered Dogecoin in the morning, I woke up at 44 cents, but I actually went down to 42 cents. Mind you, we're already at 53 cents. So we're recovering very, very fast. Okay, very fast. I think that we're going to be back in the 70 cents really as fast as in a week. But again, it could happen anytime now. But it could happen 2 or 3 days. But I really think that in a week we should be recovering. And I just wanted to bring that up, what I brought up in the morning stream. SNL kept saying, what is Dogecoin? What is Dogecoin? What is Dogecoin? Elon Musk. That is #1 trending right now, guys, around the web.
Mm-hmm.
What is Dogecoin? And also Dogecoin is trending as well at 100. So both of them at 100%. And then how to buy Dogecoin is also trending. Last time I saw it, I think it was 69%.
Yep.
But guys, it is trending. So people want to know what Dogecoin is. They're searching general knowledge of Dogecoin, also how to buy Dogecoin. All right. So again, most of these exchanges can't receive any more new users. So it's going to take them 2 to 3 days to a week just to get on to buy Dogecoin. But the wave is coming. All right. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, right on. And thank you, Alpha. And thank you so much for popping in and joining tonight. It was awesome.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. Anytime, man. And Steven Steele, man, stay safe, man. Good night. It was a pleasure. Sure, we'll do it for longer. I'll be on in the morning doing another Dogecoin cover. Okay,
I'll look for you.
Yeah, man. Hey, my last advice, man, let your next move be your best move.
Hey, all right. And guys, I'm going to put, I love it. I'm going to put Stain Alpha's YouTube channel link in the chat right now. I suspect a lot of you already follow him, but in the event some of you don't, he puts out really great content, and I'm going to put a link to his channel a few times in the chat right now, in case you want to give him a follow. And I think you guys should. Thanks again, Alpha. Really appreciate your time, and I'll follow up with you tomorrow, my man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. Anytime.
All right. Staying Alpha, ladies and gents. And
Good night, everyone.
That's great.
All right. Take care now. Dogecoin millionaire Nick Ballz in here. And then we had Staying Alpha. I'm putting Staying Alpha's channel in the stream right now. It's cool both those guys to join us tonight. And now it is down to me, your man, real deal, Steven Steele, coming to you live, solo style, covering the future of parabolic style. Chad Bagley coming in at $2 super chat. Elon replied with emojis to a Doge tweet. Thanks for the update, Chad. Appreciate it. I will get a check on that and see what's going on Twitter with that. But Elon's been very active on Twitter today. So we're going to just check out and see what he has going on. I see what you're talking about. He was actually responding to a Dogecoin tweet by Blockfolio. Blockfolio said, Dogecoin, a currency based off of the Shiba Inu meme from 2013, is now being used as a currency for space travel. That confirms it. We indeed live in a simulation, which is great. And then Elon also followed up with, he said, Wario was my favorite in terms of his favorite skit on SNL. That one was pretty funny. I liked them all, honestly. I know people's least favorite was Elon in the Wild West. For me, I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was endearingly awkward and kind of funny. I don't know. I have a weird sense of humor, though. Guys, you are listening to Real Deal, Steven Steele, coming to you live on a Sunday night. If you haven't hit that like button, if you take a moment to do that, it's the number one thing you can do to help a new emerging channel like this get in front of more eyeballs. So it takes a split second of your time, doesn't cost you a dime. Appreciate that. And then secondly, if you're brand new here, I would like to personally welcome you and invite you to the community here, invite you to the channel, and press that subscription button. Subscribe, stick around, join us. We got a great community here. You'll meet new friends, new and interesting people, and just have fun as we all make money together, and just have a lot of fun. And then also don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you know exactly when we go live. And it's one of those things, the notification bell is really important for a live stream because live, you never know. You're gonna miss that live action unless you're notified when that live action happens. So, and a lot of time I'll cover late breaking Doge-centric news, crypto-related news, and whatever. So that's another reason why you want to hit that notification bell. And lastly, if you feel compelled to support the show through Superchat, you can put whatever questions or comments you want in the Superchat throughout the course of this entire live stream, and that's always hugely appreciated. And Doge Leprechaun in the house. Welcome, Doge Leprechaun. And Jimmy Doge in the house as well. Good to see you guys. Twitter is pretty much off the chain right now with all things Doge related, Doge 1 related, etc. And just to recap, if you missed it before, guys, I did slip in there a pretty special announcement. So on late Thursday night, there's going to be a very special guest. I have the legendary Dogecoin developer Ross Nicole. Ross Nicole will be joining us here on Steven Steele Live on Doge After Dark. It's going to be kind of a little bit later in that show. So he'll probably be coming on around 1:30 a.m., 2:30 a.m. in the morning in American time, because he's over in the United Kingdom, so we're on quite a time zone difference, so we just got to work it out the best as we can. But yeah, you definitely don't want to miss that opportunity, because it is pretty uncommon to get one of the head Dogecoin developers committed to any interviews. So I gotta give it up to Billy Marcus for helping facilitate that for me. So thank you to the creator of Dogecoin, Billy Marcus, for that. And I want to also extend a happy Mother's Day to any mothers here that have been watching. And I know there's a few in the chat right now, but I just want to wish a happy Mother's Day to any mothers today. And mothers are very, very important. And I love my mother very much. She's such a sweet lady, and she did such a good job, and she sacrificed so much for me and my siblings, and she just put everything aside really for us to bring us up. I mean, she really took the full-time mom thing commitment very seriously when she could have been doing a lot of other things, So yeah. So we're trading sideways, guys, at about 54 cents, which is a pretty good place to be. It'll be really interesting to see what the market reveals tomorrow when people start waking up, digesting all the news that's been happening, and just kind of assessing and looking over things. I don't expect a ton of movement tomorrow, but what I do expect is over the course of the week, particularly towards the end of the week, when we start to see all these newbies finally get approved and get accepted onto the various crypto trading platforms. When that starts coming into fruition, I'm in. I really think that we could see something pretty exceptional, guys. So obviously, I'm going to keep an eye on that as the week goes on, very closely. Thank you for that. I'm sorry I missed a super chat. Let me go back. Charles Edward Cheese, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. And sorry I overlooked your super chat, but rest assured, I always get to them. My mods are on the ball, so nobody will ever get overlooked. So thank you for waiting. Thank you for your $1.99 super chat, Charles. Do you think we'll see waves of new Doge adoption? Yeah, absolutely. I think it's what's happening right now is, as explaining, I think what we can't see in the market value right now, I think there are big waves of brand new Dogecoin investors coming into the space right now. People who have never purchased a cryptocurrency before. People are just learning what a cryptocurrency is and maybe still don't even understand what it is, but they want to purchase Dogecoin. They want to purchase dog money. So I do think that is a predominant factor at play right now, guys. But I don't think we're going to see the results of that for a minimum of 3 or 4 days, and maybe even next week. But I do think we're going to notice an increase in market value once that starts coming through. Yeah, Mama Crypto and my mods do a really, really good job in here. Guys, where is everyone from in the room? I'm just curious where everyone's from that's in the room tonight. I haven't done a geographic checkup in a while. Yeah, and I noticed David Gostein just tweeted this out. He said, Doge will likely have a good week. And that's just what I was saying. That was just what I was saying. We got Maine, we got Oregon, we got St. Louis, we got Texas, we got Indiana, we got Ohio, we got San Francisco, we got California, Puerto Rico, another California, Virginia, San Diego, Michigan, LA, Maryland, Cairns, Australia. Awesome. Alabama, Maryland, Utah, Kansas, Houston, Texas, Salinas, California, the Redlands, MD, another one for Maryland, New Orleans, Beaverton, Oregon. That's where Billy is from. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Bakersfield. Another for Texas. Belgium. California. Denver. Owensboro, Kentucky. Iowa. San Francisco. Awesome. Colorado. Excellent. Excellent, guys. Lebanon. Awesome. I didn't know you're from Lebanon, Wassam. Welcome. Good to see you guys from all over. A lot of the United States, but over in various parts of the globe as well. All the way from Canada to Lebanon to Australia to Belgium. Long Island, Edmonton, Canada, Greece, Beaverton, Washington, D.C. Awesome, guys. Awesome. The Mitten, a.k.a. Michigan. Yes. Cyprus. Cool. Vegas. Nice. Slum City, Nevada. Jimmy Doge is looking to Washington or Texas soon. Arizona. Yeah, the whole world is here. That's awesome, guys. Awesome. Some strange in Beaverton. Doing something strange for some change. Yeah, it looks pretty rough in Lebanon lately, for sure. 1,400 in stimulus money coming out next month. Put them all in Dogecoin. Yes. All right. I am from the Midwest. I'm in a major city in the Midwest. In America. Yep. Yeah, there is more stimulus. Another stimulus check supposed to be coming. Yes. All right. Guys, I've been doing the stream. This stream's been going about 2.5 hours here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wind this one down. I'm going to have a bit of dinner. But I might come on again for an extra late edition, depending on how I'm feeling. But that very well may be a possibility. I assume most of you already follow me on Twitter. But in the event... some of you don't follow me on Twitter. I love staying connected with my audience on Twitter. And my DMs are open there. So I'm going to put my Twitter link in the chat in the event you guys want to follow me there if you don't already. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me tonight. And make sure nobody leave this stream without subscribing. Not only subscribing, but having that notification bell hit. So you know exactly when I go on next. Because you never know when I'm going to go on, you guys. You never know. So it may be tonight. Right now it's about midnight my time. I'm just going to take a little break here, a little time out, take care of some business, have some food, and I might get on for an extra late edition. I'll just see how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, but that may be coming. I'm going to leave you guys with the outro. I'm going to leave you guys with the trademark Steven Steele outro. In the meantime, if you know anyone else that would like this, love this channel, make sure to tell people about it. Let's keep growing this channel. We've been doing a great job of it, and you guys have been just awesome. Let's keep growing this community. Let's keep the Doge momentum going strong. Let's keep the positivity going strong. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight, and I'll see you real soon. This is Steven Steele, signing off. Just the bees and birds, the summer haze.